Be sure to let me know what you guys are over to with the hashtag I'm over it, because we have a lot to get into. And definitely don't forget to click that button and subscribe. It's just one click for consistent content always. And it's something that I've been suffering from, on a very frequent basis, especially in the last 48 hours. I would say last 24 hours, it's just been quite strong. And it's just something that I really wanted to talk on because I've been lamenting on it for the past, day, because it's just really been strong. And it's just such a difficult thing for me because it's like, it's so deep because obviously, I've been through a lot of abusive situations in my life that I have yet to speak on anywhere. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But when you're around these abusive individuals who were abusive to you in your past, and you're around them either in their part of your family or part of your friend circle or your ex, girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever the case is, it's so difficult because it's like these people have caused you XYZ, but you still have to remain around them. And that really pertains to family. And that's why it can be so hard to, you want to forgive people. And I always say, you should forgive but never forget. But how can you even forgive people who've scarred you so much? And you want to forgive, but it's like your body doesn't allow you to, or the flashbacks and the PTSD get cemented into your brain. And whenever I'm around these people, then, within that night, I then have vicious nightmares. And it's so sad because before I go to sleep every night, I always pray that hopefully I don't have a bad nightmare. That's how bad my PTSD can get, that I'm like, I just hope I don't have a bad dream today, because it becomes so frequent and it becomes so scary. And when I do have these flashbacks of PTSD, they basically replay the exact trauma that I went through. And I wake up and I'm just like frozen for like half an hour, 30 minutes replaying the stuff. My mind is disheveled. I feel weird, isolated, confused, just phased out. And then it's just like you're scared that it happens again and again, but then you have to be around these people. It's just such a sad story, and I feel like nobody really speaks about it because I feel like it can happen in a lot of family situations where so much mental health within general is just shoved under the carpet when it comes to family related situations or in relationships themselves. And even if the abuse would stop, the PTSD doesn't. And when you're around certain people, it's just going to continue. And then it's like, yes, you put your boundaries up, but it's just so difficult to do that whenever you're in a family situation. It's just so hard. And how do you cope as an individual, especially when you're isolated, when you're in lockdown? It's just so difficult because you just feel trapped, like you're in a jail, and these dreams are just crazy. PTSD is basically a combination of symptoms that occur as a result of trauma. It's basically characterized by intrusive thoughts, nightmares, and flashbacks of past traumatic events. And if you suffer from PTSD, you may actually often re-experience the exact trauma that you endured. And this can occur during the day, such as flashbacks, or nights, such as nightmares. Nighttime memories basically manifest as distressing dreams in which the event is relived. That's the worst part. You're reliving the same emotional pain that you went through, and it's just very intrusive. The flashbacks are just too much. You will likely notice that you have also an increased arousal, meaning that you are more reactive to your environment, which can be associated with high amounts of, anxiety, which can lead to symptoms such as, insomnia. Personally, me, I don't suffer from insomnia when it comes to PTSD. That doesn't link into it. But, you have a lot of people in the army, especially when they go to the army and they finish their duties there. They have so many dreams of XYZ happening, and it triggers so much stuff, and it really is crazy. The disorder itself basically seems to result from like a gene-environment interaction. Some research that I've done suggests that genetic factors basically affect the transport of serotonin, which is a chemical in the brain, with that transmits a signal that can play a role. Serotonin, in addition, has important effects on modulating emotions and sleep. Now, there are several forms of therapy. You have cognitive processing therapy, which helps to train you to replace these negative thoughts with more accurate and less distressing thoughts.